The sixth blessing is, blessed are they who heal in these days of great pain and suffering, because, of course, it is a world of great pain and suffering. We can't avoid it. This is how it is. But thankfully, there are healers. There are healers upon this earth. Many of the people who participating are healers. In fact, anybody who's engaged in the 12 blessings is themselves a healer, because this whole process is about healing. But also you're sending your appreciation on this earth and above and around to those who are engaged in healing. And then you have the prayer at the end of the sixth blessing. And then really it's in the seventh blessing that we get this wonderful cosmic shift, which is the seventh blessing being to the Mother Earth. Blessed is the Mother Earth, who has made this sacrifice for all of us to have our karmic experiences lifetime after lifetime on this physical plane. And there is a wonderful description by the Master Jesus to the earth with a prayer at the end of the seventh blessing. The eighth blessing is a blessing to the mighty sun. And I have to say that there's no prayer at the end of the eighth blessing, but it is phenomenally powerful. We go through life literally taking the sun utterly and completely for granted. We either think of it in terms of it being a sunny, warm, hot day or being a cold day. And that is how we regard the sun. And yet every aspect of our physical body is an aspect of the sun. It's solidified sunlight. In fact, we've been told by the masters, by the master Aetherius, we don't even possess our fingernail. Everything is from the sun. It's solidified sunlight. And so when we turn our focus and our attention, our love in this case, in the eighth blessing, to the mighty sun, in fact, the teaching is, O men of earth, turn thy face towards the greatest living entity in thy system, and absorb its wondrous power deep into thine eye, so that thine heart may be burnt clean of impurity, so that thine eye might dwell upon this glory, yet not for dwelling's sake purely, but more for the sake of thy brother who is blind through this part. And when one does send one's energy and one's focus to the sun, what comes back is, one is filled with emotion. One is filled with emotion, this incredible, awesome being. It's a living being, the most evolved being of course, in our own solar system, which is tiny relative to the galaxy as a whole. The ninth blessing is a blessing to the supreme lords of karma, who hold the balance, not just on this earth, but throughout the whole system. The supreme lords of karma, in their goodness, in their justice, in their perfection. And there is, again, this most incredibly beautiful text, transmission, which Jesus gives, describing these supreme lords of karma. There is no prayer at the end of the ninth blessing. The 10th blessing is to the great being known as the galaxy. And when we send, in these prayers and blessings, when you send your focus, your mind to the galaxy, you, in a tiny way, are able to enter the galaxy. Again, as a living being, in the wonderful quote from the Master Jesus, it lives, it breathes, it feels pain, it meditates, yet it is a being. The galaxy is a being. This is where humanity has been so conditioned and so limited. Of course, firstly, the world is flat. Well, we got over that one, and that everything revolves around us. No, but we are a part of this incredible, mysterious, really, in a sense, unknowable mystery of life, of which all things are a part, including the galaxy. And so when you send your energy to the galaxy, what comes back is life-changing, coming back to the 12 blessings, being a life-changing experience. And then there is a wonderful prayer at the end of the 10th blessing. The 11th blessing, which I have to say is one of my favorites, and as I was telling you earlier, I was born 2 days before the 11th blessing was given, in October of 1958, to give a little bit away there. it is this is to the supreme lords of creation. And just again a piece of the text, these are the gods of the gods. These are the gods of the gods. These supreme lords of creation who have brought initial potential into manifestation, creating all things. And yet the greater part of these is not even in manifestation, to really sort of be just this sort of mind-blowing experience. The greater part of the supreme lords of creation is not even in manifestation. And yet, as I say, these are the gods of the gods. These dwell in the highest places in all the vast universal system. And it is this incredible, beautiful, mystical experience with the prayer at the end of the 11th blessing. And then the last blessing is a blessing to the Absolute itself. And I would argue Jesus here gives the most complete description that one can find anywhere in any text on this earth for God. It's incredibly complete. It is the beginning and the end, and it is the stage before the beginning and the stage after the end. There is nothing in all the worlds outside of this, and that's just a tiny snippet from this incredibly beautiful text. And having said in the 11th blessing how these are the gods of the gods, in the 12th blessing, which, as I say, is this just phenomenally beautiful description of God, there's one piece again from the text: not even the supreme lords of all creation, these ones who are the gods of the gods, not even the supreme lords of all creation can do justice to the picturization of the magnificence of God. Then you have the prayer at the end of the 12th blessing. And in those 10 minutes or so that it takes to hold a service, your life, your day is changed. Your day is changed right there. And it's not just your day that's been changed. You have, magically, if you like, brought about change in other people's lives, people you will not meet. It's said that when you send out the blessings and the prayers for the 12 blessings, you don't know what change you're bringing about in the life of a person the other side of the world at that moment through the transference of prayer energy. And that is the 12 blessings. And it is delighted and privileged and thrilled and honored to be able to talk about it on your program.
Well, thank you, and it's very beautiful, and I can see how it's very life-changing and everything, because as it is said, to receive, you must give. Yes. So with that, I want to thank you, and I want to tell you that it was very beautiful, and thank you for coming on this show.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And thank you for watching Kicking It with Christina Chandler.